Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks, Futures, and Forex Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday the 17th of October, 2021, ending Friday the 22nd. We have 3 full weeks left until the time change here in the U.S. Let's get to it. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. Not much there this last week. You'll see it better when we look at the intraday action. The euro dollar, the inverse of the dollar index typically. Not much there, obviously, either. The pound dollar popped up a bit, is what it is. Had a couple winners this week there on the Aussie dollar. Also not much there. The euro yen had a screaming week, climbed quite a bit, and the pound yen also went up and broke to new highs after being mid-range. So it was kind of a big move over the last 10 days, let's say, on the pound yen. Here's the 30-minute candles there. But let's focus on the euro dollar and the pound dollar. So the euro dollar high and low to the week is only 100 pips. It's not really tradable. Pound dollar high to low for the week, though, was more like 200 pips, and that's why we did a little better there. And as you can see, most of the action was Wednesday through Friday. Monday and Tuesday were pretty boring, so it is what it is. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Not much curling back up, back to highs. We've broken the short-term downtrend, at least for now. We'll see if that holds, but we're still under the long-term uptrend. So it's kind of what we call limbo land. It is what it is. Crude oil up 79 cents to 83.07, new highs as we head into winter with supply chain issues around there. But inflation-wise, not so much. Gold was down on Thursday quite a bit and basically nowhere for the week. It's up 2.8 right now to 1771, but it's nowhere compared to where it's been. So this is not a big deal for inflation. Let's look at the major cash indices. The S&P up 33, trying to head back to highs. The NASDAQ 100 up 94, trying to head back to highs. The SOX up 23.17. Is what it is. The biotech's down 33.68, and this thing's nowhere near the highs. It's actually in the lower half of the year's range, which is interesting. The Russell 2000 down 8.52, so flat for almost the whole year. Going back to late January, we're still in the same price range. It's just nothing. Again, we talk about it all the time. Never seen anything so flat on the Russell. The Dow up 382, heading back towards highs, but we don't care that much about the Dow. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down 85 cents. The advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was down negative 598. So more stocks down than up on Friday. Advanced decline ratio on the New York was literally negative 92, so almost flat. Trend closes at 0.59, keeps the 10-day at 0.91. Count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's not a lot of big numbers dropping off. Hard to see how that 10-day moving average can get under 0.85 anytime soon, which would be a sell signal, but we can't get there. Volume on the NASDAQ, almost 4.5 billion shares on Friday. The VIX closes down 56 cents. Heading back into those teens right now as the market heads up. Waiting for whatever happens out of the budget in December at this point. Apple up $1.08. Amazon up 109.16. Still under the downtrend line, though. Facebook down $3.77. Google... Facebook's been in trouble. Look at that 10-day moving average. Just keep it contained. Google up $4.34. Goldman Sachs up 14.87. The Netflix closes down 5.51, but it's still very near the highs. Tesla up 24.71. You got a 13 sell signal on the daily here on Tesla, so just be aware of that. Zoom down 69 cents, still hanging near the lows. Put call ratio closes at 0.638. Bitcoin sitting almost at 62,000 is what it is. In terms of intra-week action, here's the ES, and we're going to switch this over to 10-minute candles so we can see the whole week. And here's what we get. So Monday's kind of a flat opening, tried to go up, headed lower, closed down. Tuesday, just a dead flat day, nothing there. Wednesday, a small gap up, filled the gap, went a little lower in the first hour. That's the low of the week. Came back to close even. So at this point, we're down a little bit for the week. Then Thursday, why not? We gap up and pushed higher. Friday, we gap up and pretty dead flat. Closed a little higher than when we opened. So, the real trading took us down. The gaps took us up when they decided to, and obviously we've got the debt ceiling conversation pushed off until December, which is what was starting to hurt the market. So not much to look at there from that perspective. All right, so let's take a look now at let's look at the economic data coming out this week. And let's just hit the highlights. China's got a bunch of data. Here in the U.S., we've got the industrial production capacity utilization rate on Monday, NAHB housing market index. Canada's got some stuff as well. Federal budget balance at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Monday here in the U.S., along with tick long-term purchases. Tuesday, Swiss trade balance, U.S. housing starts and building permits. Fed members speaking, trade balance out of Japan that night. We're into Wednesday already. UK has their CPI, PPI, RPI, etc. Current account out of Europe. Housing price index out of the UK. 10-year bond auction out of the UK. German 10-year bond auction. Canada has their CPI numbers at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Crude oil inventories here in the U.S. at 10:30. Fed beige book at 2 in the afternoon. We're already into Thursday. Not much, none of the stuff that matters out of the foreign countries. And then we're into the U.S. stuff. Philly manufacturing index at 8:30, along with the unemployment claims. That's the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers. Consumer confidence out of Europe. CB leading index and existing home sales here in the U.S. Natty gas here in the U.S. Australia's got their flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers. Japan has national core CPI and flash manufacturing PMI. And then we get the European flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers. France, Germany, the broad European sector, UK, all going into Friday. Retail sales in Canada, CB leading index in China. Flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers here in the US at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. And that's it. Wraps up the week. So none of our big three, no Fed meeting, no first look at GDP. It is what it is. It's not exactly hardcore, but we are entering the core earnings season here. So let's pay attention to that. We'll talk about that when we get to tomorrow night and Tuesday, because there's a lot of earnings coming out. As many of you know, Mark Lycos is retiring after many, many years with Tradesight and beyond. We will be having some comments with him in the lab Monday, an hour into the market or so. So please stop by if you get a chance. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week.